Anyway, I need to get electricity now. So what I'm going to do is... They don't have that done yet because they don't have the wood. I really want that done. Sometimes I actually like to immediately research what was it? Geothermal. That was it. Geothermal power. And use geothermal power before I even get any kind of solar or wind power. The problem with wind powder is we don't have a shit ton of room to work with, and it does take up a lot of room to use. Solar power, its main issue is that at nighttime it doesn't produce power. So geothermal's by far the best, but you need to research it. So what I'm going to do is actually set up research for geothermal right away, but it's an expensive research that takes a while. We do have a fairly good researcher, though, so I'm actually not super concerned. What I'm going to do is start setting up some manual labor kind of stuff for other people to take care of while they wait. How's our food stock going? We actually also need someone set to hauling, but no one's a great contender for that, really. I guess Super Effector will haul when he's not building or mining. Revan, can you please haul the survival meals much closer to camp? Yeah, I really want those to be close to camp so they're not wasting time trying to get there. Wanderer joins! That's actually a thing that was added in the patch where you always get a Wanderer who joins early. Good! Chef! It's a chef. We really need a chef. And they're good at growing, too. Good, we can get crops going. This is perfect. This is exactly what we needed. I'm going to get a poll going in the chat, everybody. Or a giveaway, rather. So that we can name this chef after you. All you have to do is follow me. You don't need to subscribe. It's free to follow. In the game. And being in the game. Yes. No. I hate that I have to retype this every single time. All you have to do is vote yes, and I'll do a vote in a little... I'll pick a random winner in a little while. And if it's you, then congratulations. You get to be in the game. You get to be on our colony. And let's go ahead and set you to worker clothing. So once we get more clothing, they know they don't need to pick up anything crazy. Now, was it Revan who's a nudist? Yes, Revan's a nudist and is unhappy with wearing clothing. So I'm actually going to set Revan to nudist. Or Revan, sorry. To nudist, so Revan will take off his clothing and walk around naked because it helps his sanity. Sanity is pretty important, especially with the introduction of joy. Bowers is actually researching while everyone's asleep. Right, we actually need to set up a bed for Bowers. Because we don't have another cabin right now. In fact, we should get that set up. Oops. And then a bed down there in the corner. Perfect. And I can actually turn off research for the people who aren't so good at it now. Have them focus on other things. I also want to set up a growing zone now. We're just going to have a small one up here for now. And we're probably going to have a back door to the fridge, actually. We're just going to do 2 3x9s for now. Actually, you know what? We're going to do 3. No, actually, I don't want one right there. So this one's going to be, yeah, it's going to be potato. I like corn as one because you don't need to cook it and you get a lot of it. We're going to do rice, corn, and potato for now. We're going to want to get cotton plantation at some point, too. So we can start weaving our own clothing. Both a good source of income and a good way to make sure everyone always has up-to-date clothing. I'm from Nebraska. Does that make my character a fat, rude redneck? Because if so, yes. Beautiful. Right, I'm gonna check the results of the giveaway now. All right, pick a winner. Let's see what happens. I got Bloodhound Sigma. Bloodhound Sigma, you get Bowers named after you. You're going to be our female chef. Perfect. There we go. Congratulations. See, this is one of the reasons I like my community so much. People will be happy on other people's behalf for getting voted in. Not many communities do that on YouTube and on streaming in general, honestly. But mine does, because mine is awesome like that. And I think that's cool. We need trading capacity sometime soon. I like to usually set that up in our barracks. I also want to get them cutting more plants. Our grower cannot cut plants. That's frustrating. It's usually pretty useful if you can have just one person tend to the farm. Until it gets really big and you have a lot of people. Then you can have a bunch of people tend to the farm. Superfetcher's just running around hauling out the rubble, which is good. We need that gone. I like the idea of a chef named Bloodhound. I kind of do too. You'll never be in the game, Super Effector. Only our Lord and Savior, Superfer, is in the game. Alright, they got the food getting planted, that's good. I actually want to get that rock hauled out of there. I want that rock hauled out of there too. It's about time I start getting wooden flooring set up as walkways. They speed up movement significantly, so they're very nice to have. And they're cheap to make too. It's just 1 wood per tile. If I get a dying prisoner who's no chance of surviving, can we name him the Rad Brad or Dave LP Fun? Oh god. One day Eduardo Let's Play is going to be a character, I swear. And he's going to be just like me, but Spanish. Specifically Cuban. Don't know if you're getting much rain over there, Taco Man, but we're getting a lot of rain in this video game. Hey! Bringing it back. Okay, we actually need to do more wood cutting. Because we are going to be building as much as we can out of wood because we have all these trees around. It's just kind of the practical thing to do, you know? So I'm actually going to set up a butcher order here. Butcher creatures do forever. Only animal corpses that are not rotting, please. And we're just going to have that suspended right now, but we're just having that set up early. Research is going decently. I wish it would go faster, though. But we essentially have someone who's, whenever they're awake, they're researching, so... And they're an okay researcher. Just researching in general is a bit slow at this point in the game. Again, I could get power set up a lot faster just by setting up like a solar panel or something like that. Say if you've seen the Moose story. I skimmed through it, yeah. I find it hard to believe that he wrote a moose, mostly because moose are very temperamental. People don't know this, usually, when they're talking about, like, Canada and stuff, but moose are significantly more dangerous than rhinos. Moose regularly derail our trains. If a train hits a moose, the moose wins. Moose are terrifying creatures, and a lot of people just think that they're silly and stupid because they grew up seeing goofy moose cartoons like fucking Rocky and Bullwinkle, and they think that moose are funny. No. They are the North American equivalent of a rhino. A moose will gore you. And I'm not just making the wrestling reference of a moose or B rhino. A moose will gore you. Yeah, a deer can even fuck you up. Deers are fucking heavy and fast. They're not nearly as violent. In fact, moose in general are not terribly violent, but if they feel threatened, they charge, and they're surprisingly fast for being an animal that is an average of 2,000 pounds for an adult moose. They're ridiculously huge. They are so big. Moose are terrifying. Don't fuck with a moose. I single-handedly... Here's a fun fact. Any of you Civ 4 fans out there ever played Caveman to Cosmos? My lasting impact on the game is I did talk to some of the devs before, and I did dev streams in the past. They originally wanted me to voice act some of the technologies in the game, and I did, and everyone loved it, but the head developer, Strategy First, he didn't like my voice, so it never got put in the game. However... I did make a lasting impact on the game. Me going on a moose rant just like this in one of the streams once convinced Strategy First to increase the strength of the moose, the wild moose in the game by a full point, which is actually a lot. So if any of you guys go play Caveman to Cosmos, which is probably the coolest mod for Civilization 4, the moose has the high strength that it does because of me. Because the developers weren't aware just how terrifying a moose was, and I convinced them to increase the strength of the moose. We lost 6 viewers because of my moose rant. Yes! I'm so talented. I've scared people off with my obsessions over moose. Alright, I need... What was I gonna do? I was gonna set up a zone. I want a food-only stockpile in here. Clear all. Food only. And it's a preferred priority. Bear Hugger from Punch-Out? What about him? Other than that, he's very Canadian. We need a Canadian wrestler named Moose. There is a wrestler named Moose, but I believe he's American. He's a brown, hairy version of the wrestler Rhino. Yeah, Rhino's not very hairy, is he? The wrestler or the animal, but mostly the wrestler. He's not very hairy. Long hair, a little bit of facial hair. Other than that, he's pretty much shaved. Yeah, there are probably a lot of bugs on our sleeping villages. We don't even have a floor set down. They're just wooden cabins with dirt floors. Well, the crops are growing fine. We definitely have a food shortage. We should hunt a little bit. Let's hunt some monkeys. Monkeys have a surprisingly large amount of meat on them. The only one set for hunting is Super Factor, who's melee fighter, which is a little bit worrisome. I'm actually going to manually tell him to go hunt. So Ash is going to go, which, by the way, I want to point out Ash has a mohawk. Ash is going to go knife fight a monkey. Everybody, mentally cue up your Spock versus Kirk music. Na 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 na. Dun 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 dun. Why, the monkey's not fighting back? The monkey's trying to run away! That's not common. Oh no, the monkey's fighting back now. Fucking shamed him to death. He didn't take a single hit. He fucking dodged the monkey strikes like a pro, shanked him to death. He's carrying the dead monkey back. Raid. The Barracudas have arrived. Local pirate gang. That's a cool name for it. Fun fact, my hard drives are all Seagate Barracudas. Alright. He's got a shoddy granite shiv, and all he's wearing is cloth pants. We're gonna kick this guy's ass. Oh my god. When he goes toe-to-toe in a knife fight with Ash, throat slit. Oh, we can... I need to tell him so he can store... You can store animal corpses in there as long as they're not rotting. Alright, Ash. I'm drafting him into martial mode and telling him to go straight after this guy. He's sneaking him. He's gonna get a backstab. Oh, wow. Oh, no. He's not even fighting back. He's scared. I'm maiming this guy. I don't know if he'll survive. Holy shit. We're somehow taking him alive? How is he? 2 knife cuts to the neck, torso, 2 to the left arm, 1 to the left leg. He's got trivial blood loss? Trivial. He's got 2 cuts on his goddamn neck. It might be that the bleeding hasn't really started yet. Very poor breathing, eating and talking, poor manipulation and moving. He's collapsed and he's in extreme pain. Ash is a sick son of a bitch. He just cut this dude up. Alright, well, let's go ahead and we'll just put a prisoner sleeping spot in there. Set it for medical right now. Capture him. We're gonna try and take him alive, nurse him back to health, and see if he'll join us. Now that he knows what we can do to him, he might be, he might decide that, we're better than the pirates. He just went toe-to-toe with a 12 unarmed a 12 melee combat skill beefy fucking miner with a plasteel knife. Alright, so he gets medicine, and we're gonna attempt to recruit him. Who's our doctor again? The best doctor. Where's doctoring? Yeah. Reven is actually a pretty good doctor, and we do have medical supplies. Now, before you go to your room and pray, apparently Ash is particularly religious. Didn't know when that happened, Ash. But you're gonna go haul some of that medicine over to our stockpile, because it's really far away. Yeah, that was an underwhelming... Well, the first raid is always underwhelming. I like how Ash decided to walk back through the lake. I don't know why he decided that a marsh is a good idea. Alright, let's see how this surgery goes. Trying to fix this guy up from the knife wounds. Luckily, he has no organ damage. So, these wounds are probably only skin deep. It's mostly blood loss that's the problem here. Get some bandages on that, and he's got a bleeding rate of 100%, so there's nothing stopping the bleeding. Actually, I think you're fat, oh no, you're male. Okay, yeah. For a second, I thought your character was female. Well, you did a poor job patching up the leg. That might scar. Poor job on the neck. On one of the neck wounds. Yeah, he's not in a medical bed. He's literally laying on the dirt, which makes it much harder to give medical attention. Okay, the neck is completely patched up. That's probably the most important thing to patch up right now, honestly. Alright, he's not bleeding anymore. So he's gonna survive just fine. I'm sure he'll join us sooner or later. Unfortunately, we do need to feed him, which is extra food. Yeah, we had a 0% chance on all of those of getting a good quality fix. Good quality medical attention? I don't know what you want to call it. Meditating, yeah, it's minor ways of getting joy back and relieving stress is meditation or praying. Things that don't require any kind of physical thing. Because we don't really have anything physical yet. Oh, you did follow the tweets of God today on Twitter, apparently. Oh, does someone have 2 cataracts? Yeah, when you get old, you tend to get some really bad things. Bad back and cataracts are both pretty bad things for your health. Yep. Oh god, our medic has bad vision. Very poor sight. 30% of average person's sight. That's rough. We don't want a surgeon who's blind. Hi, Melee. She's just scratching on her outpost. Yeah, we need a new surgeon. We need a proper doctor. Bloodhound Sigma there. The chef is just butchering up the monkey to get us some more raw meat to eat. Once we get power going, we'll actually be able to get the stove working and start cooking up the meat. It'll just be simple fried meals, but it's still something. Well, a lot of them are doing nothing right now, so let's just go ahead and tell them to get off their lazy asses and chop some wood to really build up our supply. God, so few of our people can actually cut wood. Not many people can are plant cutters. Okay, well, let's go ahead and give them a minor way of getting enjoyment, maybe. Just got a text. Let me just check that. I'll be able to respond to that in a minute. No point in setting up a communications console because we don't have power yet. So there's not much we can set up right now without power that we really need ahead of time. So I think what I'm going to do is preemptively set up another... Whoops, that was a misclick. Preemptively set up another house. Go ahead and set up the wooden floor for that. And set up a bed. Perfect. And I am going to go on a 5-minute break real quick. Let me put that up. Back soon. And we're back. Right, so we're getting him back, nursed back to health. Still eating raw monkey meat. Delicious. Actually, what kind of meat was it that was airdropped in? Alpha beaver meat. That's from the Great North. I don't think they show up in hot climates. Could be wrong, though. Low food. We always have low food. If only some of you could cut wood, then this wouldn't be such a problem. Alright, great, and you can't, whenever they can't do manual labor, that means they can't cut plants or haul, which are two things that are really frustrating to not have, because they're things that are almost always needed, especially hauling. So we're actually going to up Super Effector's priority for cutting plants for now, because that's how you cut trees. So that'll start gathering... He'll start gathering the wood we need. In fact, up the priority on that. Where is he? Up the priority on it to above construction. So other people will construct while he gets the wood. An eclipse! It's not really a big deal for us because we don't use any solar power. Although it is bad for the crops, actually, they stop growing. You're demanding a sacrifice while I was gone. I don't even know a sacrifice for what, and why, and how, and what we're gonna sacrifice. Alright, our research is finally almost done. Today's gonna be the day that finishes, which is good. Because we need geothermal power already. What's up with your chat today? I don't know. Fucked if I'd know. We also need a lot more steel. Which means we're probably going to get mining soon. And that's not going to be a problem. What with Super Effector's 20 mining, the best in the game, doesn't get higher than 20. 20 is the max for any stat. Geothermal power done. Let's go ahead and get stone cutting as our next research. And we're going to put mining there. On all of that compacted steel. Super Effector's definitely going to go mine. So how fast is he?